Hey there. Hey, Dr. Kwame, how's it going? We'll be getting started here shortly. Just gonna give it a few more minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you are having a great Sunday. How are the kids? We'll give it about one more minute or so, and then we will get started. Oh, nice! You were at the beach. Yeah, I know. It's a great weekend to get out there. The weather was fantastic. I actually went to 31st Street Beach yesterday with some friends, so it was good. I'm glad you guys had a chance to get out there and enjoy the nice weather. I heard it's supposed to be super hot. Yes, exactly. Summertime chai. I heard it's supposed to be super hot next week too. I think probably the hottest week of the year or so. Got to keep ourselves hydrated. But good, I'm glad you guys had a good time. All right. Well, Dr. Kwame, you're going to be my audience of one, but thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully some other people will tune in shortly. Did send out some announcements. I'm actually starting a little bit earlier than I had originally planned. So tweaking a few things, and we'll see when will be a good time. But we'll just go ahead and get started. Want to say hello, Dr. Kwame. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I want to welcome you to my new show. Okay, it is the Reboot with Dr. Renee. Some of you know me, some of you do not know me, and for those of you that do not, I am Dr. Renee, board certified family medicine physician. And today I want to introduce you to my show and talk to you about a topic which is the title of the show, the reboot, and what does that mean, okay? So essentially, I'm pretty sure every single person at some point in our life has had to reboot themselves. Just like your computer crashes or freezes up, or your phone crashes and freezes up, we have to hit the restart button or reboot. So rebooting can mean a lot of things, depending on where you're at in your life. It can mean to start over, to start fresh, to renew, to try something different, to reinvent oneself. Hey, Irma, how's it going? Thank you so much for checking in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Rebooting yourself could mean trying to become a better version of yourself, reinventing yourself, adopting a healthier lifestyle, setting new goals for yourself. Hey, Cynthia, thank you so much for checking in. Appreciate it. Thank you, Olivia. Awesome. That's one of my pre-med students, mentors, or that I mentor. Thanks for tuning in, Olivia. It could be starting over in a relationship. Doing something better, starting a new life for yourself. There's lots of ways that we can reboot. You are looking at an example of the reboot right now myself. Hey, Barbara, nice to see you. And that is what I want to talk to you about today. Obviously, it's such a large, encompassing topic, and there's no way that we are going to talk about everything. I don't even think you really can put it in a box. But I am excited to talk about ways in which that we can reboot our mind, body, and soul. So that is something that I would like to get into with each episode of my show, okay? But tonight I'm just going to share a personal example about the reboot in my life and be very open and honest with all of you. I think what happens a lot, especially when people look and ask you what you do and you tell them that you're a physician. Hey, Danny, thanks so much for tuning in. They think that you have it all together, that your life must be perfect because you're a physician. and you've got it together. Well, you know what? The reality is that a lot of us, that is not the case. And you may see this, you may see what you think is a final product, but there was a lot that took to get to this point. A lot of trial and error, a lot of late nights, a lot of tears, lots of tears being shed, questioning myself. I'm pretty sure how many of you out there have ever had to stop and question yourself about whether or not you're doing the right thing in a particular situation. Am I dating the right person? Am I at the right job? Am I in the right weight loss program? I mean, there's lots of things that we question ourselves about. Some of you may not know how I got here, and I know we're not going to go all the way back, but I spent a significant portion of my younger years actually as a competitive figure skater, and I don't know if any of you know that. Some of you do. I know Dr. Kwame does, but some people don't. But I was actually giving this a lot of thought this past couple of weeks, and thinking about, was that time spent in vain? And I definitely don't think that it was, because I'm starting to realize now where I'm at in my life that figure skating actually paved the way for my success. But my journey with figure skating actually was a reboot, okay, in of itself. I grew up in San Diego, but most of the time figure skating in Denver and competing on the competitive circuit. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Getting up early in the morning, going out, skating, training, preparing for competitions was a little bit stressful, but it was also fun because it was probably the most exhilarating few minutes of your life. But I remember one time in particular, for those of you that don't know, Denver and the surrounding suburbs, obviously it's a very popular place for winter sports, figure skating in particular. So there's lots of competitions. We have one in particular that is held every July called the Vail Invitational in Vail, Colorado at the ski resort. They actually have an ice rink there. And it's one of the more prestigious figure skating competitions. And so it's a nice showcase. If you can skate at Vail and do well, you're kind of making a name for yourself. So many, many years ago, I remember going and, my coach wanted to enter me into the competition, and it was a little bit different this time around because I was actually moving up in my competitive category. So they have, beginner, intermediate, novice, that type of thing. And so I was actually going to be skating at a higher level with skaters who had a little bit more skill than I had. And needless to say, I flopped. It was probably one of my worst performances I had ever given on the ice. I think that I got wrapped up in the whole, this is the Vail Invitational, and then add on to that I had to go and now skate at a higher category, and I think the battle playing out in my mind won the best of me. Hey, Ashley, awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. So needless to say, I think there were 14 girls in my group, and I think I finished like 12th or 13th. I guess my only saving grace, I didn't finish last, but needless to say, my self-esteem took a huge hit, and it affected me. I mean, Vail, from where I lived at the time, and I was not of driving age just yet, so I was dependent on my parents to drive me. That actually was a 2-hour drive back home. They only give medals for the top 3 or 4, and so, you've spent all this time, dedication, not to mention your parents' money, because, I didn't have a job at the time, and then for what? To fall flat on my face, to finish either second to last, and I was devastated. I literally spent the entire 2-hour car ride down the mountain, bawling and in tears, and I was saying that I wanted to quit and that I hated skating and that I never wanted to step back out on the ice again. And, for your mom, who's obviously paying out some money to do this, she doesn't want to hear that because she can't get her money back. So I was really at a crossroads. It was frustrating because I had something that I absolutely loved to do, but I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. And so I was at a crossroads, and I really had contemplated walking away from the sport. But essentially, unbeknownst to me, I did not realize that that is what was happening. I was actually going through a reboot at that point. I did take a small break from skating, but at the time, some of you may know, or some of this might be before someone's time, but Michelle Kwan was like my idol. I loved Michelle Kwan. I think she was like a 6 or 7 time national champion with the United States Figure Skating Association, which is pretty much unheard of. Most people can, they're national champion maybe once, twice if you're lucky, but to be national champion like 6 or 7 times is literally unheard of. I absolutely adored her, and I remember watching her, I believe, at the 1998 Nagano Olympics, and watched her performance to Lyra Angelica, and it literally brought tears to my eyes. And I looked and I said, my gosh, I love the way that she skates. Like, I want to skate like that. And so I vowed right then and there that I was going to start over. I literally was going to just retrain. Had a conversation with my coach, told her essentially, like, I don't want to compete. Don't put me in any competitions. This is what I want to do, and I want to literally just start over. I didn't necessarily have to relearn stuff, but I made sure that I was going to go out, and if I was going to land, a sow cow, that it was going to be the prettiest and the best sow cow out of anyone else out there on the ice. I didn't care if it was a single sow cow, if it was a double sow cow. I'm going to get out there and make sure it is the prettiest looking one. And I really had to adopt a new mindset. Little did I know, as time went on, that actually paid off. Taking a step back and taking some time away from the sport, and then coming back, because after that, and I had almost like a little bit of a rebirth, I actually started doing quite well in competition. I was not the type of person that, was the prodigy and would get out there and would compete and just automatically get first place every single time. I literally started at the bottom, okay, like that Drake song, started at the bottom. After I went through that reboot and changed my mindset, changed my skill set, really committed. Hey, Lily, thanks so much for tuning in. Things actually started to change. I went from placing in the bottom to now actually placing in the top 3, if not winning competition. I actually became the first African American triple gold medalist at the Broadmoor Open, which is another prestigious competition in Colorado Springs. So where I'm going with all of this, because you're like, I didn't come here to talk about figure skating, okay? We came to talk about a reboot. Where I'm going with all of this is that I think God had a divine plan for me. I didn't realize that these setbacks that I had with something that I loved so much with skating would actually set the foundation and pave my way into my career as a physician. A lot of the things that I learned with those setbacks in figure skating, the rejection, the sadness. I probably could step out a limb and even say depression, okay? Not like I'm gonna go kill myself depression, but just feeling so down. A lot of self-doubt, questioning your existence, not necessarily questioning your existence on this earth, but questioning like, why am I here? Why am I even doing this? A lot of that gave me the strength to go after my next dream, which was to become a physician. Again, a lot of people think, oh, well, you're just a Dr. Roberts and it's all put together. Well, no, getting into medical school was a challenge as well. Olivia, I don't know if you're still on, but I know she is the pre-med student that I mentor. She's absolutely fantastic. So this next section is for you as well. I really want you to listen in. It's a journey. It's a long distance race, okay? It's not a sprint. I had to realize that dealing with the setback, dealing with the disappointment, the frustration, the early mornings, that type of thing. Hey, Olivia. All of that helped pave the way. It's no different. I know I've got some co-workers here, Dr. Kwame, we've got Ashley, we've got Lily. I know they're all in the medical field, know what that's like when you have a patient that is not responding to treatment, or God forbid is crashing, coding, that type of thing. What are you going to do in that situation? How are you going to deal with that challenge and with that setback? So those were the tools that I had learned out on the ice that I was actually able to carry over into skating, or excuse me, into my career as a physician. And now we are rebooting again, okay? There's never, I feel like there's never going to be a limit or a cap on how we can reboot or reinvent ourselves. And I feel like God is leading me into that next phase. So what I am hope to do over the coming weeks and months with this platform is to create a safe space if people want to join and talk about what that means to reboot in your own life. Some of us are dealing with, relationship issues, relationship struggles. Either am I in the right relationship? I've lost a relationship. Maybe some of you have a dream that you, want to go after. Everyone has a story to tell. Maybe one of you has a book that you want to write. Yes, Cynthia, you're absolutely right. Life is all about transitions. I couldn't have said it better myself. Amen to that. Thank you, Cynthia. Some of us are struggling with the body aspect. I'm going to be sharing that story in the coming weeks in terms of helping your body undergo a reboot. That was a huge turning point for me. I would definitely love to share that story, and I will talk about that next week. Actually, Dr. Kwame, who is watching now, actually played a very pivotal role in my own life, helping me with my reboot as it came to my health and wellness and my weight loss journey. So that was another reboot in my life. And I definitely want to share that story because I think that can help a lot of people. So the thing is that each and every one of us has some aspect of our life that we want maybe to change, that we want a do-over. You're welcome, Dr. Kwame. Seriously though, I can't wait to share that story. So I hope you tune in because I definitely have to share that story about that conversation we had that one day at Regional. Thank you, Lily. If you guys that are watching here can chime in, is there anything that you guys would like to do a reboot in your own life? You guys can type in the comments. I'm curious to see what some of you out there are interested in doing or have thought about. It doesn't make a difference if it's something really tiny. It doesn't make a difference if it's something huge. Maybe someone wants to open up their own restaurant. Maybe someone has CEO potential in them and is wanting to step out on faith and take the next step and become their own boss. Maybe someone has a new skill that they want to learn a new language, want to pick up an instrument. I'm curious to see what type of reboot some of you all are interested in. So if anyone wants to step out, don't be shy. Type in the comments what type of reboot you guys are interested in doing. While you guys are doing that, what I would like to do and what I plan to do each week is to take a different aspect of the reboot. I am focusing in on mind, body, and spirit. And hey, Miss Melody, she works out at my gym. She's awesome. Actually just became, second place in our Baddest Body Ever competition. Thanks for tuning in, Melody. Okay, Danny, thank you so much. You said you want to pursue modeling and photography. Yes, y'all. Danny is quite talented. We all work out at the same gym, Dre's Diesel Dome or D3 Fitness, and we just had a photo shoot a couple weeks ago, and this girl is talented. I will say that. Knows how to pose, knows how to get the great shot. So Danny, thank you so much for sharing. I think that's awesome. I can definitely see you doing that. Let's see, Dr. Kwame, new city, new way to spend a work day, new love, new money. Amen to that. Yes, 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 and yes to all of that. That is absolutely fantastic. Danny says she wants to move out of this city and start over. I'm hearing a lot of that. A lot of people trying to exit Chicago. I know Chicago's having their issues. But yes, hon, the door is open. You just never know where the next phase of your life may take you. Hey, Miss Mel. So thank you so much for those of you that shared that. So what I plan to do, I'm thinking the show will be on Sundays. That may change, or if you guys have times that you think might be good for you, let me know. You can chime in. But I would love for us to have a safe space where we can kind of unpack this each and every week, take a different aspect of the reboot in our lives. You guys can watch me undergo my reboot, because that is what I am doing actually in the process. Again, it's a long distance race and not a sprint, so these things are not obviously going to come to the forefront immediately, but little by little, I'm going to be exiting out of my comfort zone. Exhibit A, I'm here right now with all of you. Hey, Felicia. Okay, awesome. Felicia wants to start her own business. Fantastic, Felicia. Oh, and everyone, give a big shout out. My sis is here. Miss Stephanie, yes. Who's in sunny Tampa. Thank you so much for tuning in. She says physical and emotional health reboot. Amen. I think that is absolutely fantastic. I am definitely on that journey as well. And I will be sharing that aspect of the reboot with my physical health as it pertains to my weight loss journey, because I have definitely some things that I want to share with all of you. That's a big one for a lot of people. Some of you are like, oh, I need to lose weight, but I don't know how. I struggle with that. I'm 10 pounds overweight. I'm 20 pounds overweight. I'm 50 pounds overweight. I'm 100 pounds overweight, and I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm frustrated. How do I get started? How do I say no to the donuts? How do I say no to the Mountain Dew? For me, honey, it's those golden Oreos or those lemon Oreos. Ashley, if you're still there, she knows, because oh my gosh, they're so tasty, and it's hard for me to walk away from those. But I've actually, with changing my mindset, have been able to lose close to 30 pounds in the past 3 years. So, hey, Tia, thanks so much for checking in. Good to see you. So I will definitely be sharing that as well. So that is the goal of my new show, The Reboot with Dr. Renee, is to give us an opportunity to change ourselves, to go after the life that we want, go after the life that we deserve, go after the life that God has set out for us, and how best to go about that as it pertains to our mind, body, and our spirit. So thank you guys so much for all of the love. Hey, Celeste, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you all for the support. For those of you, if you have someone that you think might be interested or is at that crossroads in their life too, who is interested in going on this journey, with myself and all of us, I'm thinking we need to become a tribe, get our own little tribe name of the Rebooters, and have our opportunity to come together. But if you know someone that you think might be interested, definitely share this video. Hashtag replay, okay? If you would like to pass that on to a friend, a family member, neighbor. Some of you are also on Instagram. Thank you for my Instagram followers. If you are on Instagram and have not followed me yet, you can find me at Dr. Renee MD. So Instagram.com/DrRenemd. I'm on Twitter. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I am actually on Twitter. I do send out tweets and definitely will be sending out more as time goes on. At Twitter, you can find me at www.twitter.com/Dr. Renee Roberts. So that's DrReneRoberts. Okay. Obviously, I have this Facebook page, so more content will be coming soon. I will be coming to you all every single week. Okay, I believe it's going to be on Sundays. I will nail down the date and time, and then, of course, I'll be sending out reminders and information for all of you that would like to come and reboot yourselves. I know you know someone that needs this, so make sure that you tell them about the show. You can direct them again to my Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter as well. So I hope all of you had a wonderful time tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know you guys could be doing something else on your Sunday. It's summertime. It's nice out. But you decided to check in with me here. And I am very deeply grateful for all of you. My new tribe, my rebooters. Okay, so how about we check back in? You guys can always reach out to me, direct message, or reach out to me, through social media. For those of you, some of you have my personal contact information, you are free to do that as well, phone call or text or email. Otherwise, we will plan on getting together next week. If you guys have something that you are wanting to reboot in your own life, or if you have your own example and feel comfortable enough to share that with the group, please feel free to do so. I do have a great, personal story and some testimonies for you that I am going to share with all of you. So thank you again for your time. You guys have a wonderful evening. Again, I am Dr. Renee, board certified family medicine physician, and you have just watched the first episode of The Reboot with Dr. Renee. Have a good night.